Hello traders, welcome back to the channel and to a new video. Today I'm going to make a very quick video on market profile. I've gotten a few questions and at first when you're looking at a market profile like we have here on the right side, it might be a little bit confusing how these charts are composed and formed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be playing a market replay here, so that way I can go explaining to you exactly how the profile is being formed right as it is happening. I'm going to obviously accelerate the speed of the replay just so we can see it play out faster. You can see that I have a clock here, that way you can follow and see what time of the day it is. This is set to Eastern time. And then on the left here I have a 30-minute based candlestick chart with a countdown timer, and over here I have a market profile chart which is always set to 30-minute periods, and I also have a countdown timer here, so you can see that these two are going to be in sync. And I'm going to show you how you can track this in order to really understand how market profile charts work. It is always, I recommend to people to always compare it to a 30-minute chart, and that way you're going to see a lot clearer how this works. Remember that a market profile, we are measuring time against price. On a volume profile like we have here on the right of each market profile, this is measuring volume versus price at each level here. This is the S&P 500 futures. Market profile is measuring how much time we're spending at each price level. And you can see, just like I go over in all my courses and videos on the elements, each market profile, just like the volume profile, we're going to have a value area, which is 68% of the time spent at these prices. In this case, is 68% of the volume traded at these prices. We're going to have value area high and low. And here, the same thing on the volume profile. We're going to have a point of control, which is the orange line here. Here, this is the one here. They don't always coincide because point of control on a market profile is the time period that we spend the most time in. In a volume profile, it's going to be the price where we spend the most volumes, the highest number of volumes at that price level, as opposed to the most amount of time at that price level. Okay? Other elements you can see marked here on my market profile. We have this pink dot. This is the start or the open. And this red triangle is going to be the close on each profile. You can see that some profiles that I have the area outside of value in blue, and other ones have it in gray. The ones in gray, this is regular trading hours. So this is from 9:30 a.m. till 4 p.m. Eastern time. And then these ones with blue are extended hours, the Globex session from 6 p.m. until 9:30 a.m. And then we jump into a regular trading hours. Some people like to just look at regular trading hours, or they'll consolidate both into a 23-hour profile. I like to have both sessions split up. The other two elements that I have marked off here on my profiles, as I said, this is the extensions of the points of control. And then here in purple, this is the poor highs and lows. This is where we have an incomplete auction. Usually on profiles, you want to see an excess or a tail, meaning you have a single period here extending on the tips, like you can see right here. When that doesn't happen and you have a flat edge, that is called a poor high or low, and that means you're going to have several periods ending at the exact same price, and usually market is going to come back and repair those areas. And then the other element I have marked in pink is what we call singles, and that is the periods where we're going to have a single time period traded at those prices, and this is usually reflected, like you see here, as breakout areas or areas of low volumes on the volume profile, and these areas tend to get filled back up, so this make for great profit targets or areas to look to get in because we have a big edge here on the profile. Okay, so without further ado, let's get in on the replay. Now, market profiles can usually be seen as blocks or as letters. I like to use blocks, but for the sake of this video, it's easier to understand how they develop if we set this as letters, because it's going to go like the alphabet. We're going to start with A. First half hour is A, second half hour is B, C, etc. And right here, I'm going to change this to letters, apply. And now you can see all these profiles are made up of letters. And you're going to hear a lot of market profile traders are going to be talking about A period, B period, C period. So that's what all those means. So this replay, I have it set to start on September 19 at 9:20 a.m. I have it set to 120 times the normal speed. And again, you can track the clock and the countdown timers to see where we are during the day. And you're going to see that at 9:30 a.m., we're going to start off with a new profile. I'm going to pause it as soon as we start. Okay, so I just paused it, and you can see right now it is 9:26 a.m. We have 4 minutes left in extended hours, and we're going to be opening the regular hours, the stock market hours, very soon. So let's hit play, and you're going to see how now this is going to jump, and right here we start. This is the A period, the first half hour of the day. You can track the clock here and the countdown timer. So as soon as this gets to 0, we're going to start on the B period. So right there, we started on V. And let me pause this for a second. And I'm going to right click here, and I'm going to put an option that's letters and blocks in own columns and standard profile. So right now, we're going to have a profile, basically a market profile forming normally on the right. And on the left, we're going to have a profile that is going to be tracking what the 30-minute time frame is doing. So basically, each letter is going to be in its own row, just like we would be making the candlesticks right here. So I'm going to press play again. Here you can see the opening was at the A, that is pink, and the current price is right here where the red triangle is. And here in orange is going to be the point of control of the profile so far. And as far as the value area, the darker shade of gray is value area, and then the lighter shade of grays is the outside 68% of value. So I'm going to hit play, and you can see I'm going to zoom in just so you can have a better view of this. With market profile, it's usually good to have a very tall monitor, just because you can see this is going to get very extended sometimes. See, now we're in period C. We're going into 11 a.m. We're now 3 hours in, and now we're starting our fourth period D. And you can see right here we have some gaps, some singles where price has not traded back through. We have a single time period. Now we just close this single right here. We still have a single here on the B period. You can see we had an impulsive move down here, which has not been filled back up. But you can see how each new period, we start forming a new set of letters. And if we come right back to an area of prices that we traded before, we start extending outwards on the market profile. If we go to new prices, then the letters are going to start forming new rows like you can see here on the G. And you can see how we keep going down. If I pause this again just for a moment, you're going to notice that each one of these separate profiles, each 30-minute period, is going to coincide with the 30-minute chart here. So if I expand this 30-minute chart, you can see that this A period corresponds with, let me see, with this candle right here. B period is this candle. C period is this candle. D period, which was a push up, is this candle, etc. Like this G period was this pin bar that we made right here, etc. Okay, so let's hit play again. And you can see with the letters, it's easier to understand how we start making each period. And now let's see if we come back to fill in this area. Whatever period comes here, then we're going to start filling the letters right over here. So the I is coming up, and you can see now the I has completely filled out this singles area that we have right here. Now we are going back up, and now you can see we're almost at 2:30 p.m. Markets are almost about to close. Okay, and you can see how we have this profile, and we're almost about to close. When we hit 4 p.m., this is going to be the close of the regular cash session. And again, you can track it right here on the 30-minute chart, which is the same as this split market profile. We're about to close at 350. We always have the algos firing, and that's it. That was the close of the regular cash session. Now between 4 and 5, market is still open, but now volumes are a lot lower. There's going to be less volatility. And at 5 p.m., we're going to have the settlement. So let's just let this play out until 5 p.m. and then I'm going to stop it. Okay, and right there, that was the close of the market. You can see 5 p.m. officially we closed at 44.92 for this regular session. And basically, if I click, and I'm going to take this off, this was the profile that we were left with. So you can see how we started on the A period right here, and we closed at the O period right over here. Let me pause this because it started now on the next day right here, the next extended hour session. But as you can see in this case, this profile, we had a nice excess tail at the bottom. We had various ticks here of excess. On the top, we just had a little one period, 2 ticks of excess, and that was it. But overall, you know, this profile, we had sort of a double distribution. You can see right here, we had a little gap in the middle and then another distribution below. If I go and change this back into blocks, it's a little bit easier. It looks cleaner in blocks. That's why I like it. Okay, so you can see right there we had our profile, and that's pretty much how you develop a market profile. Let's separate this again, and you can see this was the evolution of the day. We went down, had a nice bounce off here, and we ended up closing very close to the start. So right here we had our open at 9:30 a.m. right here. we went down, and then we closed back over here. And that is how you develop a market profile. Okay, I hope this video has been insightful and you've learned just how the market profile develops and how it shapes. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.